Well, yet another delay in the trial related to the 1982 kidnapping and murder of the COSAS 4 anti-apartheid activists. It was expected to commence in the Johannesburg High Court this morning. Christiaan, Siebert, Rorich and Thlomedi, Ephraim Mfalapitsa are facing charges of crimes against humanity, of murder and crimes against humanity of apartheid. The commencement of trial was postponed for the third time. SABC News reporter Hasina Gori spoke to accused number 1, Ephraim Mfalapitsa, before proceedings today.
When the Johannesburg High Court this morning, where a historic case is set down to begin a trial this morning. This is the trial of the murder of 4 COSAS students 4 decades ago. I want to bring in this morning to just speak to the incidents that we're talking about. One of the accused in the matter, Ephraim Mfalapitsa, is facing charges along with his co-accused of crimes against humanity and crimes against apartheid. This is for the death of the 4 COSAS students who were lured into an area under the guise of working in a specific anti-apartheid group, and then we found themselves dead. 3 of them murdered and 1 severely injured. Thank you so much for speaking to us. This is quite an important case that we're hearing of. You know, it's 4 decades since the matter took place. You are standing accused for your part in this incident. I just want to start with giving the context of what happened. Can you tell us from your side what took place on that day in 1982?
Actually, as I say, it was not a matter of individual choice. This was a generational issue which imposed on us to join the war against apartheid. I was a soldier. I was in the ANC until when the ANC actually committed something which I consider denial of freedom, killing one of the soldiers to which I was by duty placed under my care. So I protested, but I couldn't do it openly because I would have been killed. So the guy was killed, and I decided if I got an opportunity, I'd run away from the ANC. So I became disillusioned about war. I came back to South Africa when I got an opportunity, and I told the white people, I don't want to do anything for war. I want to desist from any violence participation because I've seen what war is. They told me they cannot leave me because war was raging, and I've been operating Musona against them, and I was prohibited, I was arrested, declared prohibited immigrants to Zambia, and I was working with Joe Medi's commander of Mkondo West, so they cannot leave me. So they took me to Flat Plus, coerced me in a way. And this information came about, and they forced me that this is how they've decided it must happen to these 4 guys. I objected. I said, why can't you arrest them? They said, no, it has been finalized. And that time at Flat Plus, it was a question of do or die.
Mm-hmm. We know that, as you've mentioned, you were not working alone in isolation. It was part of a bigger systematic system that was in place. We know that the TRC happened, that those that were the masterminds were not given amnesty. They have now passed on with no charges being brought against them. You now, in court for this process taking place. How does that make you feel, knowing that those that masterminded this, left this world without any accountability?
Actually, what is happening in the history of South Africa is that it has been redacted and shoveled out under the carpet. But the issue is, you don't treat history as if it is your property. History is a dialogue of many interested forces of history. So if you do treat history this way, history is going to catch up with you. In South Africa today, we are facing a situation where the economy can't be working, law can't be working. There's violence in South Africa, there's gender-based violence in South Africa, there is instability of the government in South Africa. It is simply because the state that is present took shortcut. The black people are the foundation upon which any lasting government can be built. If you treat them in a paternalistic, condescending way, history will judge you very badly. The chief objective that we were fighting for was the land, and the return of the land. And the ANC was at the brink of returning the land to the ANC, and then they make the process a drawn-out process and a painful process. Black people have been swept by waters along the river floodline. They have been destroyed by fire every winter. These African leaders are without capacity to compassion, and the fact that they've hidden away the history of apartheid, and then they want to redact it to us, who were also part of the forces of such history, is despicable.
Court is about to begin, but before you go, I just want to know, have you had a chance to speak with the families of the victims at any stage? Has there been any dialogue that you had with them?
We can't have a dialogue as something that is intrusive. It has to be through the legal system. The legal system is now underway. It is the only way through which later maybe there can be a dialogue. There was a dialogue through commission, and I had a contact with them, but things worked out the way they worked out. We are here now.
Thank you so much, sir. I don't want to keep you as court is about to begin right now. As you heard, the trial set to begin today. That is a historic one of the COSAS 4, as they've been known. We spoke with one of the accused, giving us some insight into his part that he played in the murder of 3 of the COSAS 4 and the attempted murder of one of them. We'll continue to keep you updated on the story as we go through the proceedings.